Alright folks, I'm out here again. This is a quick video because I just had another idea sitting in the house. You know, I was shooting 20 pellets of 31 cal in a White Lightning wad. Well, I thought about it and I was like, 21 pellets of 31 cal in a TPS cushion wad, what would be the weight? Well, it's under 2¼ ounces. It's getting close to it, but it ain't quite 2¼ ounces. So I thought about it, and I went back to my little book because I pulled out one of them Federal Premium Mag hulls here, reprimed it and sized it, 3½. And I was looking down here at some of the data. See if my phone will get in on this. Why it's not doing it, I don't know. Anyway, Blue Dot, they're running. Now you got to remember, guys, that's using a Federal 209, which is basically a Magnum primer. I wouldn't do. And they're using a 12S4. I mean a Federal 12S4. So we're changing that up a little bit. I'm not going to get anywhere near that 38, 39 grains of Blue Dot. I think that's... These TPS cushion wads seem to have a bit higher pressure to start with. One of these jokers. That's how they look in that big old box of 4,000 of them I got down there. That's just an endless pile of these things, it looks like. But what I'm going to do is... This is my guyk tool I'm always telling you about. I'm going to pull down on it. It's got 4 blades up in there. And there it is, folks. It cut 4 petals in it. And we done a 3/4 cut. I didn't take it all the way down. I'm going to run this again with 34 grains of Blue Dot and 21 pellets of 31 cal tomorrow. And we're going to test it. See what happens here. Should be a good one. Could be. Possibly. Who knows. We got a... This is my Frankfurt Arsenal and teledropper. You got to make sure it's all bubbled out and level. And you hit that button. Once it's 0, it'll take it a second because I just changed it back to Blue Dot powder. Now it should stop automatically at 34 grains. So if you're getting into reloading, this is one of the best ways to go. Or like Wade uses the Hornady. Oh, see, that one went over, but it went over 1/10 grain. That I won't fool with much. Normally I wouldn't really worry about it, but I tell you why it done it. Now this on these IntelliDroppers, you have this powder caliber on it. Whoops. Now watch, guys. It'll change speeds till it figures that powder out. The best way to run it to get the weights it needs to have. See, now it's running slow. It's not trying to do any. See, now it's going super slow. This thing calibrates itself to the powder that it's using when you put new powders in it. It's pretty slick, actually. And I haven't had a problem with this thing. Been a great powder dispenser. I've seen some guys say they've had problems with them, but I never have. Not yet, anyway. As long as you make sure it's leveled out and everything, that little bubble level there. See, it's checking the powder out how fast it can throw it to get in an equal measurement. Alright, it beeped, so it's done doing it. So, dump it back in there now. Now watch this. We'll do it the second time. 34 grains. Look how fast it's going. It knows now when it needs to start slowing down. And it should stop right at 40. 34, I mean, excuse me. Now, I don't know why it's saying stable. No, there it goes. Well, it's It's in between them kernels. It'll keep doing it till it gets that final little kernel out. What you can do when it does that is tap it. Then it'll say stable. You're ready to go. Then you can take the mode over here. You can switch it from hitting a button to start it every time to put it on auto. And then it'll keep going. Every single time we run a charge, it'll go. That's fundamentally how it's supposed to work. Not always how it works, but that's fundamentally how it's supposed to work. Let's see here if I can get y'all in a position somehow or another. I gotta figure, I wasn't really planning on this video tonight. It just hit me all of a sudden to try this. But anyway, alright, it's on 34 grains. We're going to dump that 34 grains down in there. Now I set that on there, it'll take off running again. Here's a TPS cushion wad. We're going to feed that down in there. And we're going to get it down tight on our powder real good. Then we're going to put 21 pellets . 21 pellets of 31 cal in there, guys. And they should go in there in the TPS cushion wad. They'll go in there stacked rows of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let me look, see. Yep, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're going in there perfectly. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Now let me show you folks what the stack should look like down in there. Right up to the top of that wad, guys. See that? That's 21 pellets of 31 cal single aught inside that 3.5 inch round. Then we just take buffer powder. We put it in there, folks, just to cover up the pellets. And you tamp it down so it drops down around all the pellets, keeps them from squishing them. Flattening them out, because if they get flat, they're not rounded anymore, they won't fly true. That's probably going to be enough right there. Now see, you can barely see the pellets in there. It's just barely over top of them. Actually, if I tamp it down just a little more, you can see the top 2 pellets. That's basically what I'm looking for when I do that. Clear 12 gauge overshot card, plastic overshot card for roll crimping. I get these in the bags, guys, from Ballistic Products. Clear overshot card, 12 gauge. I got just bags of them. Alright. And I put a little bit of oil around the top of this thing. Turn the roll crimp on. Come on down, let it heat up for a second. And then come on down with it. Let me get the buffer off of it. There it is, guys. That is an 18 pellet, 3.5 inch single aught buckshot. We'll fire this thing tomorrow, and I'll let you know how it works. Now, folks, you just seen me load this. This is not telling you this is a good load to load. This is what I'm loading, and I'm going to find out for myself. This is not published load data because these TPS cushion wads haven't been out long, and there's not a lot of data on them. I'm going by lead payload weight, and I'm under 2.25 ounces. So I'm gonna, In theory, I should be all right, but that doesn't always mean that. I can tell pressures. I've been doing this a long time. Pretty good at telling pressures. That doesn't mean I'm no expert at it. It just means I know what I'm comfortable shooting in my guns. Anyhow, as you can see, that's a beautiful roll crimp. That Gate 4 pin makes just a clean taper roll crimp all the way around. Alright, I'm gonna shoot this thing tomorrow, folks, and then I'll get to you and I'll post a video on it so you can see what it's doing. Alright, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna load another one, but I ain't gonna do it on the video. I got one sitting here now, already deprimed, resized, just need to reprime it and cut it, trim it down. And then I'll load them up and you'll see me shoot them tomorrow. Alright folks, see you tomorrow. Later.